What's up, everyone? Welcome into GizTube. My name is Nadia, this is Dirt, and we are going through King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's 2024 US and Canada tour. And today we are talking about their show on August 31st, 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee at the Ascend Amphitheater. And for those of you who don't know, Dirt and I are actually from Nashville, Tennessee.
Can you believe that? We don't live in Nashville anymore, though, so we were not at this show.
Unfortunately, we were not at the show. This would have been one that would have been cool to hit on the tour, and maybe we'll get to talk to someone who is at the show. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe. We'll see.
But anyways, all that being said, Ascend Amphitheater as a venue, we have been there before, have seen a few bands there. It's an awesome place. You're outside. You got the river right behind you. It's a cool spot.
The dirty river.
Well, at night you can't tell.
Well, still, I'm glad Stu didn't try to swim in that river, because the rumor is growing up that it was just full of dead bodies. So
wow, morbid. All right, so before we get into our superlatives, we are going to throw it over to our friend Amicus. He's going to take it through the set list. Amicus, what you got from this Nashville show?
Well, we have reached Nashville, which was my first show on this tour, which means I'm going to be giving my own superlatives on this video, but first we're going to do the Amicus Setlist Breakdown, wearing what I was wearing at the show. So the boys start with an Evil Death Roll in Nashville, which is significant because the year before, in 2023, while they didn't play Nashville, they did play Tennessee at the Caverns, and the third night, the only song they cut off their set list was Evil Death Roll, so it was nice that they opened with it. After that, we get a few new songs. We get Field of Vision, Mirage City, and Raw Feel. After this, we get a bust out of Black Tooth off their first EP, Willoughby's Beach. It was a 118 show gap since they last played Black Tooth. After Black Tooth, we get a Wonderful Work this time, and then another song off Flight B741, Le Risque. After this, the boys go into the Mind Fuzz suite, but they switch out Cellophane for Hot Wax. What's the reason for this? Well, 7 years prior, they did play in Nashville, September of 2017. Dirt and I were both at that show. They played Lord of Lightning into Cellophane at that show, which means if they were to follow their no repeat rule, they could not do Cellophane again, so Hot Wax took its place. After this special Mind Fuzz suite, we get a Slow Jam 1, which again is significant because at the Caverns the year before, on the acoustic night, which was night 4 at the Caverns, 2 songs off the setlist had to be cut, one being Slow Jam 1 and the other one being Sense. Sense was not played this night, but Slow Jam 1 was. After Slow Jam 1, we finally get into some heavy metal, where we get a Motor Spirit. Sadly, they cut Venusian 2. Then we get Gia Monster after Motor Spirit. We get Supercell. And then the boys bring Jay Weinberg on stage to fill in on drums. And they do Perihelion with Jay Weinberg. Then the table comes out, we get the live debut of Changa, and then the show ends with Extinction, but initially on the set list after Extinction was The Dripping Tap. All right, lots of fun facts in there. Back to you, Dirt Nadia.
All right, Dirt, you ready to get through some superlatives for this Nashville show?
Yeah.
All right, let's go through. Let's start with our top 3 songs from the night. Dirt, what were you feeling in this Nashville show?
Yo, I loved this set list. It was awesome. I really wish I had still lived in Nashville so I could go to this show. But my top songs, first of all, Black Tooth, a throwback, a bust out, from their first EP. I thought it was awesome. I love the surf rock vibes of it. I thought they killed it live, and they should keep on playing more old stuff like that. So that was my top song. For number 2, I have I'm in Your Mind Fuzz specifically, not the suite. I did like what they did with the suite this time, where they threw in a Hot Wax in between the 2 last songs, but then they come out and they really just shred that I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. So that was my number 2 song. For number 3 song, when they play it, it pretty much always makes my top 3 list, but Motor, effing spirit was incredible. At Ascend crowd, you were treated to a really great Motor Spirit that night. So those are my top 3 songs.
So maybe we should have talked about this before, because I literally had all 3.
No way.
No,
hey,
but
that's what it is.
hey, I'm not ordering though. So
Okay.
I did have Blacktooth, 118 show gap. I mean, that makes me just want to dive into their old stuff more. Honestly, 12 Bar Brews and Willoughby's Beach are the 2 albums I know the least. And anytime I hear them bust out one of the songs, I'm like, man, I want to dive into that album. I did put the whole Mind Fuzz suite,
Ooh,
though, as you know
cheater.
how it works for
She's
me.
cheating.
I loved the Hot Wax substitute for cellophane. And yeah, during I'm Not In Your Mind, Ambi whips out that sax. Awesome. And last, yes, Motor Spirit. I mean, it just kind of, it takes control of the whole show.
Maybe they just took control of our minds, and those were why
They're
we
in
had
our
the
mind
same
fuzz.
top 3 songs this time.
All right, Amicus, what about you? What were your top 3? Did you have the same one as us? Probably.
Probably.
All right, for my top 3 songs for this show, I got to go with Mirage City. I got to give one to a metal song. There were so many great metal songs. I got to be in the pit for this show, which was the first time I'd ever been in the pit for a Giz show like this. I almost gave it to Supercell because I got to hear everyone sing Soup for Sale and it made me laugh. But I have to give it to Perihelion because Jay Weinberg just brought a whole new energy to that song and it was badass. And then my other top 3, which actually might just be my favorite song of the night, was the Slow Jam one, The Boys Nailed It.
All right, well, what about our peace song? All right, Dirt, let's see if we have the same peace song.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I think we do have the same peace song because out of all the songs that stuck out, this one stuck out specifically that I was like for sure going to pee during, and that was the debut of Chonga. Let me hear it. Did we go pee together?
We did not go pee together. I went pee a little earlier in the show during Raw Feel. That's actually when I went pee.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little earlier in the show.
We just had that raw feel to go pee then at that time.
I did. I wanted just to be sitting there being like, Raw Feel, Raw Feel.
Yeah, what about you, Amicus?
Pee song. So, fun fact, I have to pee a lot, but I was at the show and I didn't pee, so I'm not choosing a pee song because I was there and I didn't pee. I didn't have to pee. I can't believe it. I didn't have to pee. I don't have to choose a pee song because I was at the show and I didn't pee during any of the songs. Go me.
All right. Best moment up to our next superlative. The best moment from this Nashville show. Dirt, what do you got?
You know what? I'll be honest. I did cheat a little bit with my top songs. I thought there was about 7 or 8 songs from the set list that could have easily made my top songs list, and that is why I put the number 1 song as just the best overall moment, and that was Slow Jam 1. I know I've talked about it on here before, but that is one of my all-time favorite King Gizzard songs, one of my first favorite King Gizzard songs, and I love what they do with it live nowadays, where it just transcends into this mesmerizing, mysterious boogie disco jam for like over 10 minutes every time, and that one always takes the cake for me. So that was just my best moment, all of Slow Jam 1.
Okay, so your best moment was just another song.
Exactly,
Okay.
I cheated. I led with that. I confessed.
Okay, that's fine.
What was your top moment?
You know, one of my top moments, this kind of goes back to, well, it is similar, I think, to a previous top moment I'd had in another show. There was a moment where Stu and Joey just kind of look at the camera during I'm Not In Your Mind, and they just smile at the camera together. And it was very cute. A very cute, very sweet moment.
Very quick moment, a little snapshot moment right there.
And I think it's on King Gizzard's YouTube channel. That's like
that's the
cover
thumbnail.
photo.
Yes.
Yeah, the thumbnail for the show. It was just, I don't know, it's just a cute moment. I love seeing the boys just be best friends and just be like, hey, I'm happy you're here. This is fun. You know, I love those moments.
They're putting on a live show for thousands of people, but they're still smiling at the camera.
Heartwarming. What about you, Amicus? What do you think?
For the best moment, I have to give it to the moment that they went into hot wax instead of cellophane. As a big Giz nerd, when they started the Mind Fuzz suite, in the back of my mind I was like, oh, are they going to repeat cellophane? Well, it's been 7 years since they've been here. I don't mind if they repeat cellophane. Mind Fuzz is tied for my favorite album with Polygon to Wonderland. I don't care if they play cellophane again. But then when they went into hot wax, I was aware of it in the moment that they had still followed the rule of no repeats. They weren't repeating cellophane, they were doing hot wax instead, and I got a big grin on my face, and I was super happy about it, and it was super cool. That was my favorite moment.
All right, let's move on to the best banter of the night. So was your best banter a song also?
Okay, yes, my best banter was not a song this time, though I could have easily put a song. Do songs count as banter? They do have words in them most of the time. Anyways, my best banter came after their first song when they're obviously in Nashville. They know about Broadway, they know about the country music history of Nashville, and Joey goes on this little monologue after Evil Death Row. I guess in his best Southern accent. I don't really know, but
good try. It was
it's
good.
very,
It was an effort.
yeah, you know, a little sloppy. Just with I'm in Nashville. I'm gonna get a record deal after this.
All right, we're going to play a song dedicated to the city of Nashville. I'm hoping to get a record deal after I play this because it's fucking good. Okay.
Are you imitating Joey, imitating a Southern accent?
Yes,
Okay,
I was
wow.
trying to imitate Joey, imitating a Southern accent. Even though I'm from Nashville, so I probably just
Just
kind of
talk normal.
have a Southern twang. Anyways, but Nadia, what was your favorite banter?
My best banter of the night actually had no words, but it was clearly, you know, just a non-verbal banter between everyone. When they brought Jay Weinberg on stage to come play drums during Parahealing, which was also a cool moment, they let Cavs just have a nice little seat. They brought a little chair out for him to sit on stage. They
Yes.
brought him a beer and
They're
just
like, Cavs, take a seat, man.
let him relax. Like, I was waiting for them to bring out someone with like a palm leaf to like fan
Yes,
him.
he deserves that.
Yes. To me, that was the best banter. Like I said, I know there were not many words said, but, you know, things were said in their actions and how they treated Cavs and just gave him that moment to just take a break and relax. And I don't know, it was really funny to me that he just, like, did it on stage and not just, like, off stage.
Yeah, he could have easily just walked off stage, taken a pee break, but no.
It was funny. I liked it.
Yeah,
It
I
made
thought
me
that
laugh,
was. I
so.
thought that was going to be one of our best moments, but I didn't say it because I thought you were going to say it that time, Nadia,
Well, you know.
and vice versa. But we got it in there. That was a great moment.
Yes. All right, Amicus, what about you? What do you think the best banter of the night was?
Best banter. I gotta give the best banter to right before they busted out Blacktooth. Stu does the whole raise your hand if you know this song. Or don't. I don't really care. Actually, we haven't even started playing the song, so how would you know? That was a funny moment. It made me laugh. But I did know the song. I don't think I raised my hand because the song had already started.
Well, I mean, Amicus was there, so he really got the feel for all the banter at the show.
Though I feel like if you're at the show, you can hear them chatting like the least legible.
Yeah,
out of,
probably.
you know, that's when it's really hard to tell what they're saying is when you're actually at the live show and there's all this extracurricular noise going on.
That's
But
true. Good point,
Thank you,
Drew.
Amicus. Still.
All right, next up, we've got our best dressed of the evening. So who was dressed to the nines in Nashville tonight?
To the nines. Well, first off, we're doing a count list on Stu in his singlets because he has been abusing that thing. And we're at 5 shows in a row with Stu wearing the white singlet, and it is caught on. Because look, across the board, we have everyone except for Lukey with no sleeves. And even Cookie over there is wearing a little black tank top. So Stu is starting a trend for sure.
I mean, they're playing in the Southeast in late August, so...
Very hot, very humid, very sweaty. So no, it's fair. I'm just saying, that's 5 shows in a row we're at for Stu wearing the singlet. So that, across the board, with everyone wearing sleeves, I gave the best dress to Lukey, the only one without sleeves. And then the jumpsuit.
You mean the only one with sleeves?
The only one with sleeves, Lukey. Yeah. He was probably very sweaty in that jumpsuit of his, but I'm giving it to Lukey because he bucked the trend of no sleeves.
He was sweating it out. He was like,
Yeah.
I don't care, I'm still wearing
He's
this.
like, I'm gonna burn some extra calories.
I've got Ambi for my best dressed. I loved his little
You
black...
liked his arms?
His black cut-off vest with all the cargo pockets on there. Thought that was interesting. I liked it. I liked the vibe.
It was very military.
Wonder what he's keeping in those pockets. Amicus, what are you thinking? Who do you think was best dressed for the night?
And you don't count.
For the best dressed, I have to give it to Joey. I got to be in the pit for this show, which I've never been, and I was quite close to where Joey and Ambrose were standing, so I might have a slight bias as I had a better view of those two. But Joey was pretty well decked out for this show. So as far as best dressed goes, gotta give it to Joey.
All right, next up, we've got the best, if we had to rate the superlatives, it's the best superlative. What was Cookie drinking on this late summer's eve in Nashville.
So irrelevant.
Dirt, what did you spy?
Should we start ranking the superlatives?
Yes, that's what you do.
Is that-
and then
is
we'll
it-
rank
you rank
the rankings of the superlatives.
Wow, okay, this
Yes.
show is going to get super meta
Yes.
of us ranking our own rankings of our rankings. So be prepared for that. Anyways, Cookie tonight is sticking to the old tried and true bottle Pacifico, that Mexican lager, nice and cool and crisp. Hopefully it was delicious, Cookie.
Yes, we hope so. All right, next up, we do have our MVP of the night, our most valuable band member for the evening. Dirt, who you got?
You know what? I am going with no one in King Giz tonight. We already talked about it, but one of Cav's longtime, mentors or idols in drums, Jay Weinberg, formerly of Slipknot, gets to come on stage and play Perihelion while Cav's, you mentioned it, comes and takes a seat. They bring him a beer, they bring him a shot, and Jay Weinberg freaking kills it on the drum. I mean, you said it during the show, Nadia, but his drum energy is to be admired, I will say. He has like a swirling vortex of his hair, and he was just rocking it. So even for that one song, I'm giving my MVP to Jay Weinberg.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I was literally going to say the same thing. I did have a backup MVP.
Okay, well, we can give it to Jay.
Okay,
That's
let's
fine.
give it to Jay.
Let's give it to Jay. He
because
deserves it. Good job, Jay.
I agree. And I was going to have it as best moment, but I was like, we need to give Jay the MVP because, yes, that was just so cool. And honestly, too, for Cavs and just the band in general, what a cool moment to have a musician that you have admired and followed and been a fan of for so long come play on stage with you. So dope. Another reason we love this band, they're just so inclusive, wanting to just include everyone and have fun and play music and such a cool moment.
Maybe
And
one day we can have Stu come on stage and play guitar with us.
maybe. And yes, Jay, you crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. I would love to
Can't
see.
even get my dreads going like
I would love to see more of you playing drums. All right, Amicus, what do you got? Who is your MVP of the night?
For the MVP, I am giving it to Lucas. Lucas did some incredible bass playing, especially during Slow Jam 1, which was my favorite song of the night. And also Lucas just seemed incredibly locked in for the last two songs on the table. I don't even know what he does on the table, if I'm being honest. I don't understand what hardly anyone's doing on the table, but he was just very locked in. Whatever he was doing, I guess he nailed it. Who knows with the table? But his bass playing throughout the whole night, and playing Perihelion with Jay Weinberg, a little faster pace than it normally is. Lucas just nailed it. So I'm giving Lucas the MVP.
All right. Just like Stu sometimes when he sings.
Yep.
Good one.
Stu has made it allowed to burp on camera now. Thank you, Stu.
All right, let's move on to our final ranking of our final superlative of this episode. It is our overall ranking. According to KGLW.net, the fans gave this show a 4.4 was their ranking.
Not bad. 4 was my lucky number growing up, so 2 4s
It's pretty great.
is pretty great, but not 1 4.
What are you thinking, Dirt?
You know what? Joey said it in his Banter that I said was my favorite, but since this show was great, since they were on Broadway, since they've always been independent artists, I'm going to give them a record deal.
A record.
As my ranking. You give me that play on record deal.
I'm hoping to get a record deal after I play this because it's fucking good, okay?
Play on Broadway. I can't even do Joey's fake Southern accent. Yeah, so I'm giving them a record deal as my ranking because they deserve probably a lot more than 1, but
Someone's
just 1
outside.
for now. Yeah.
All right, a record deal. All right, well, for this Nashville show, I am giving them 56 gallons of hot wax dripping onto the floor.
Wax dripping under the door.
In honor of that hot wax sub for cellophane in the Mindfo suite. It's sick.
Which
I
was
loved
one
it.
of your top songs.
Yes, exactly.
Wow,
All right.
your rankings are always very high numbers. I like it.
I mean, you just got to keep it. You just got to keep it real. Amicus, what were you feeling? What was your overall ranking for this show?
Finally, the show ranking for Nashville's show. I'm giving it a ranking of 16 soups for sale. It's a magnificent show. 16 soups for sale. Good job, boys.
Well, that's our Nashville show, guys. Our Nashville show recap that we were not at, but our friend Amicus was at. Maybe we'll be at the next one. Maybe let's make a pact. Next
Hopefully.
time they go to Nashville, we're there.
Okay. Were you at the show? What did you think of Ascend Amphitheater? Have you been there before?
What did you think of Broadway?
Oh, did you get smashed on Broadway or did you get a record deal? Because you're a country artist.
Thanks for tuning in, Weirdo Swarm. We will catch you next time. Peace out.